in response to the gentleman from New York's remarks about empty rhetoric, this bill, this resolution, says that Congress recognizes and appreciates the dedication and devotion demonstrated by the men and women of local law enforcement who keep our communities safe, and condemns calls to defund, disband, dismantle, or abolish the police. Hardly empty rhetoric when we are thanking America's finest for the work that they do to protect us. I also appreciate the distinction that the gentleman tried to make, and the great difference that we have when Democrats across this country called for defunding local police departments. They did so in the face of rising crime. And what was the congressional response to the colleagues in various parts of the country embarrassing members, Democrat members in the House? Of course, they did what Democrats do so well. They threw money at a problem. They tried to cover up the embarrassment of defunding police at a time when rising crime was occurring by throwing money at a problem. We are now faced with $31.5 trillion of debt because of strategies like that. And we have to recognize that that no longer works. And yes, there were Republicans who stepped up and voted, knowing that the vote might cause some commercials, some other issues about how they don't support police, when the reality is that an overwhelming percentage of police funding comes from local government, as it should. As it should. And finally, the ranking member talks about how there have been efforts with some of my colleagues to hold federal agencies responsible for their actions, to make sure that federal agencies don't overstep their authority. At one point in time, the civil libertarians in this country were on that side of the aisle. Now it appears that the ATF, the FBI, and other agencies can overstep their authority and not be held accountable. It's a sad day when we can't come together and agree that this country is stronger and better when we don't allow the federal government to spy on our citizens, to interfere with political campaigns, and to otherwise disrupt our normal life outside of their law enforcement functions.